Hello, everyone. We are back. Had brief cam-related disaster, and hopefully that doesn't happen again. But it happened while I was off screen anyway, so happy days. Welcome back. So, our unfortunate travellers have fallen afoul of a crew of brigands called the Black Wolves, operating out of the nearby Chetwood in Breeland, and now they have made for the village of Archet to find safety with the wounded ranger Amdir and the similarly unfortunate hobbits Celandine and Mundo. So we're actually going to open up a little bit later. We're actually going to open up the following day. You reach the village of Archet through the night, successfully carrying Amdir there, though it was something of a trial. The villagers let you in through the gates and settled you down for the night on some pallets of hay, which were comfortable, if not entirely not scratchy. Opposite an inn called the Mad Badger, and you have awoken the next morning. And in fact, let's wake you up, and let's say the first person to wake up is going to be Otho Mucklefoot. And Otho, you become... well, first off, I'll answer the question you put in chat, which is about damage protection. Armor protection only works against wounds, not just endurance damage. Endurance damage is considered that they're hitting your armor, and that is tiring you out. You're getting battered and bruised and worn down by the assault. So the damage you took is doesn't matter. And Inga has asked another question, which I'm about to answer already. Yes, you recover all endurance from a full night's sleep.
Yeah.
So consider all that endurance to be back. And I think, correct me if I'm wrong, John, but no, we don't get any shadow reduction until like the end of an adventure, right? Is that correct? Feel free to pop that in chat, and I will adjust for that. But I don't think you do. I think shadow carries on through. Does hope reset too? I'm afraid not. Hope is only refilled at the end of an adventure, or you also have a pool of fellowship points. You have 5 of those, and they can be converted to hope to refill anyone's pool, as all of you agree. So you could, if one person was on 0, you could go, they could just have all 5, or they can have 2 of them, or whatever, to kind of restock. But I believe, and I'm sure John will correct me here, that hope is also something that isn't affected, like restored generally, other than those fellowship points, until the end of an adventure, or at the very least a session. I think. I'm sure John will either contradict or confirm that in chat for me, in private chat.
If anyone does want to use fellowship points, Ingrid would want the party hopeful, so no objections from me.
Sure. So, Otho, you are woken up, and you're woken up by someone quite lightly shaking you on your arm, sort of like they want to wake you, but they also don't want to, disturb you in any way, even though those two things are fairly contradictory.
Given the night we had, I think I wake up rather like, at the person who's trying to wake me.
Sure, absolutely. It is Celandine Brandybuck shaking you, and she says, "Oh, you are awake. Thank goodness. I think you were all so exhausted after last night, but yes, I'm terribly worried for Amdir. He looks so very ill. He's there across the lane by the inn." You kind of glance over from these stacks of hay where you all are, and you see that indeed the ranger is kind of sat, leaning against a wall of the Mad Badger Inn, kind of in the shade. The sun isn't particularly bright. You're kind of in maybe like late spring, early summer, but it's just a nice balmy day. But you can see over there, he's kind of like tucked away into the shadow, and even from across the lane here, you can see him kind of like clutching at that wound on his shoulder and just trembling and shivering.
Okay, so the very first thing Otho will do is just kind of glance around and check everyone else looks okay and is happily asleep around.
Well, I think if people want to, they can start waking up now. It's up to you guys.
Mm-hmm. And if everyone is okay, I will head out straight towards the ranger while other people wake or don't.
Sure.
Yeah, if I heard any of that, I would also probably rush out.
Absolutely.
So I will.
Sorry for the sounds of my cat in his litter tray, by the way.
Yeah, my dog is storming up and down the stairs. It's probably very noisy too. I will immediately go straight to the ranger and check how he is doing.
Sure. He kind of as you go over, and as you go over, you can also hear Mundo talking over kind of just a bit down the lane. He seems to be kind of like complaining at a random Archit villager who's kind of wandering by, and he's just kind of grumbling at them, saying, "I haven't had breakfast yet. This is intolerable. First kidnapped and now starved. I do not like big folk one bit." Kind of emphasizing the last as the Archit villager just kind of just making their way away from the disgruntled hobbit, which would also be a good name for an inn. But as you do so, you cross the lane over towards Amdir, who doesn't seem too aware of you until he until you come quite close to him.
Mm-hmm.
And then he sort of tilts his head up slowly and blinks against the light. He looks quite pale and quite ill. And you can see that the flesh under the fingers where he's clutching at his wounds has turned kind of an odd bluish black color.
I will mutter to myself, that's not good. That's not good at all. And then can I do a healing check? If I know it might not actually fix the problem, but it's like the sort of thing.
Yeah, I think just like a healing check just to examine it is more than fine. And as you're doing that, is anyone else kind of like, what's everyone else doing?
I'm going to join in. I'll probably help Asta with the healing check as well, because I was going to try and help heal anyway.
Sure, absolutely. So if you want to help mechanically, that's a hope that you have to spend. Is that right?
Yeah, I'm happy to do that. Yeah.
Sure. And while you do that, actually, Holly, could you do me a favor? Could you come off the stream and back on, because I think your connection's gone a bit wobbly.
Yeah, sure. We'll do.
That often helps. Herb, what are you doing?
Sort of probably a little bit later. I think I just sort of wake with a real sudden start, like in a sort of cold sweat. The last image in my head is just like of like a dark face, like the shadow face, like straight in front of mine. I will sort of look around. I assume Ingrid is the only one around at the moment, or
yeah. If the other two hobbits have crossed the lane, then perhaps so.
I said Ingrid would wake up. I don't think she'd have slept in too much, but she'd have probably done the rounds at checking people were okay and seeing if anybody wanted a breakfast, and then eventually kind of figuring out where's Amdir and heading towards him as well.
Sure. Yeah.
We might cross paths. I'd probably get there a bit slower than the bits.
Have you seen? I'll ask Ingrid when I see her. Have you seen Celandine or that ranger?
Oh, everyone is fully within sight of you.
Okay, good.
You're literally across the lane from where they are.
Okay, I'll go over to Celandine probably, and sort of I'll say, so I know this. You probably didn't see very much when you were in your confines, but I don't. You didn't happen to. They didn't. Those brigands. They didn't happen to take anyone who looked a bit like me, maybe younger, kind of. You didn't see any humans.
No, I'm sorry. Mr. Rushlight, have you lost someone?
Yeah, my son. I thought you might just be on a bit of an adventure, but these roads, they seem a lot more dangerous than.
Oh, no, I'm sorry, I haven't. Her eyes kind of like go over to the other side of the lane where the other two hobbits are gathered with Amdir, and she says, "That poor dear ranger, he was so brave last night. I do hope you can help him. I don't have any experience with such violent wounds."
Yeah, I hesitated, and that was my bad, my mistake. I should never. This is my fault.
I'm not entirely sure that there's anything any of us could have done against such a fearful beast.
Yeah. What was that? I have no idea.
Over on the other side of the lane, how has that medicine or the healing roll gone? Rather, I should say.
Would I gain an extra dice for Shadow Law, given what the wound is, or is it not?
Isn't your Shadow Law specifically to spiders or something?
I have distinctive feature Shadow Law, which is a positive calling of a warden. Positive.
Okay, yeah, but what isn't it specifically that you have to name, like a type of?
Didn't have anything like that.
That is my thing.
Oh, is that your thing? Okay,
I have an enemy law of spiders from my time.
That's fine. That's where I'm getting confused at. That's
more
fine.
Generic of shadow, but not specific for certain things.
I'm not entirely sure. I'm not entirely sure that you would reasonably have any knowledge about this. So I'm going to say no there.
In that case, I failed. Sadly, I rolled lots of low numbers.
Okay. Yeah, you haven't seen a wound like this before, and it seems. I mean, all wounds are unhealthy, but this does seem particularly unhealthy.
I will be doing things anyway that I think might help, but kind of aware that I'm not sure I'm actually being of any use, and maybe like saying that to Winky and pointing it out like this is not a normal wound. I don't know what I can do.
Sure. As you do so, Ingrid, just for the sake of having everyone present, do you think at this point you might cross the lane and kind of?
Yeah, definitely keen to see how Amdir's doing. Definitely not a healer, so I think especially if it looks like the hobbits aren't looking super confident in what they're doing. Maybe just if he's conscious,
sure.
Just to say, like, what can we do to help this? Do you know of a way to heal this wound? Can we do anything for you? We have to thank you somehow.
Amdir kind of tilts his head up at Ingrid and kind of takes you all in, sort of blinking almost as if he kind of forgot that you were all there for a second, and says, "No, you all earned your rest. You fought bravely last night. As for myself, I found no peace in slumber. The blade of the Black Rider pierced only my shoulder, not deeply. I am chilled. It is no matter. Thank you for your concern, but it is the folk of Archet for whom I fear.
Why?
I overheard the Black Wolves talking as I made my way to the gate. The intent to raid the village.
Well, we've got to do something. Did you hear that? We've got to get them to evacuate or put up some defenses or something. We've got to sort this out.
He kind of has his eyes closed and is just kind of pale and chill and trembling, and you think perhaps he hasn't even heard what you've said for a moment, and then his eyes flick open again, and you can see them kind of like you see the pupils kind of adjusting to the sudden light again. The captain here, a man called Brackenbrook. He does not like my look and will not heed my warnings. Speak to him. See if you can rouse him where I could not. He is down that lane in the market.
I'm sure he didn't mean any offence, but if he hears word from another 4 of us as well, we'll all speak on your behalf too. He must listen to reason.
I hope so.
Perhaps say that it was us. We found it out ourselves, not that we're coming from the Ranger, Ingrid.
Oh, do you think?
If he doesn't trust his sword, many don't trust the Rangers.
Oh, that yes, all right. I suppose we can say we overheard them, can't we? We were there as well. All right.
Matt as well. He said, "Oh, it's only a wound in the shoulder." I know I didn't succeed at that healing thing. Do I think he's gonna be okay?
It doesn't look good.
Yeah. So I'll kind of like shake my head at Ingrid when he says it's only a wound in my shoulder thing.
So, shall we see this man? This sheriff, was it? I'm sorry.
I referred to him as a captain.
The captain.
But often, like if he's presumably like the captain of the watch here in Archet, which would be basically the equivalent of a sheriff of some sort. Yeah.
You should see this man as soon as possible. We have no notion of when the Blackwolds will attack. Could be as soon as possible, given that they were driven off.
Yes, I think you're right. The healing. Do you need to carry on doing something here, or should we come back for you after?
I'm really not sure there's much that we can do. I have something to help with, and I'm going to go through my healing herbs, and I give him some wild lettuce or something to do, or that should help with numbing the pain. But other than that, I don't think either of us really know anything else that can be done, especially for a wound that looks, I imagine it looks pretty weird. It's nothing like I've seen before. Yeah.
Sure. He kind of nods and takes what you proffer and gives a kind of weak smile towards you. Are we going to talk to Captain Brackenbrook?
Yeah. As we leave, I think if I'm the last, I'll sort of say, I'm sorry. I should have helped. And then I'll sort of...
You're not sure he heard you.
Yeah. He's losing consciousness. Oh, God.
Mm-hmm.
As we've kind of moved away from him a bit, I will move Winky to one side and go, I don't know how long he's going to survive. There must be something we can do.
Can I pop in and give him let's see if I can get off the innkeeper, something strong to make him feel better at least.
Sure. So are we doing this before we go see Brackenbrook, or is this, where are we all going? What are we all doing?
Yeah, I think just quickly.
Personally, also, and I was going to suggest Winky, but Winky could do whatever, was more concerned with trying to see if there's anything I could do for the Ranger specifically, and figured others could go and talk to this.
Well, you've made your healing roll, and you don't think there's anything you can do. So, but it's up to you if you want to make a choice about what you want to do, but I can't give you kind of advice about what to do, if you see what I mean. So
perhaps
you haven't made your roll. So
perhaps we can get some assistance from this captain. Perhaps he will provide more healing, or a doctor, or knows something about that. So perhaps we can kill two birds with one stone.
Good thinking, Herb.
Let's go talk to him either way, I suppose.
Are you having this conversation around Amdir?
I think we were kind of wandering on.
Yeah,
but within hearing distance of him, right? If you were having this conversation, is like you were having a conversation to say, "Shall we go talk to the captain?" I imagine that you weren't doing that on the way to the captain, because otherwise you wouldn't be having that conversation.
That
Does that make sense? Yeah. So you're having that as you're having that conversation. You hear Amdir quite quietly now saying, "Kingsfoil."
Okay, I imagine I know what that is. Yeah.
You do know what Kingsfoil is.
Yeah.
As was immortally stated, it's a weed.
Yeah.
It has no healing or
or
medicinal purposes as far as you were aware.
Okay. Okay, I'll turn to him and just say, will that help?
He's unconscious.
Okay, I'll do I know where in terms of where it generally grows?
You are aware where it generally grows, but he seemed to be of the opinion that the captain might know, or as well as a man of the area, where it might be.
Yep.
Working real hard here, folks, to send you to the captain.
Yeah, sure. I'll hear that and I'll rush to captain.
Sure. So is that where we're heading, or?
Yeah.
So you stride down the lane towards a more open market area of Archet. Archet itself it's quite a simple place, although with kind of surprisingly tall buildings. But it doesn't seem to cover a lot of ground, and from more or less anywhere in it, you seem to be able to see the wooden palisade fence that surrounds it and spills out into the Vale of Archet, where those of you who are from or from near Breland will know where it sits. As you go into the market, there is absolutely no mistaking anyone else for Captain Brackenbrook. He is dressed in quite almost a military-esque uniform with mail and kind of heraldry, and he sports a rather fine set of white moustaches and hair, as you can see there. And he's kind of wandering around the market, conversing with people in a friendly manner and just kind of making sure all is well, as it seems.
I think I definitely approach him and say, hello, sir. Captain Brackenbrook, is it?
He kind of turns round to face you and says, "Yes, I'm Brackenbrook."
Oh, it is an absolute pleasure to meet you. My name is Herbrushlight. I have a matter of great importance to speak with you about.
He sort of squints at you a little bit and says, "Did you wander in last night with that ranger? I do not like the look of that pale one bit, but I let him stay on account of his wounds."
I was indeed one of the people who picked him up and carried him to this very this town, your lovely town. We thought those wounds were terrible, and anyone who suffers such a thing deserves some consideration. And it's very honourable of you, sir, to take him in. We heard. I don't know what you've heard, but we have been recently captured by some brigands who I don't know if we should say this in public, sir, but
he looks. He has a kind of slightly frustrated look on his face, and he kind of tilts his head over. You can see where the building overhangs there behind him. He kind of tilts his head over and indicates for you all to come a little further away from where people are happily talking and dealing in the market, and kind of strides over there waiting for you. I'm assuming other people are following over?
Yeah.
Yes. You see, we overheard that there was planning to be an attack on this fine town, and
yes. So this ranger told me. You say these Blackwolds mean to attack us?
Yes, sir. As far as I can tell.
So the ranger told you, and so we're telling you now. We need to do something to help these people, defend the town, or get them to safety, or something.
Look, those brigands have always been about. They are an unruly lot, but they're not murderous. I'll not be leading my men into the Chetwood without good reason. I won't be attacking people without reason, brigands or no, and I think you'll find my townfolk agree with me.
There's something else involved here, though.
Perhaps. I mean, I'm not suggesting you go out murdering. I'm just suggesting you protect your people.
I am quite capable of doing this, I'll have you know.
Oh, sir, absolutely. We would never have consider you to be someone who has no consideration for his people. You're a fine gentleman with great responsibility on your shoulders, and I understand the pressures of command. They weigh heavy on any man. That is why we believe that you are the man for this. You are the man to take control and help your people to not suffer under these terrible assaults.
I think.
I have several men and women under me, looking for promotions all the time, sir. I do not need anyone else to shine my boots.
There's something darker here. We saw it last night. Somehow it's involved with them.
Yes, something darker. Blackwolds, brigands uniting together to raid an entire village. I sympathize with your plight, I do, and with that of your friend, who seems to be significantly wounded. You say the Black Wolves mean to attack us, but I do not believe it, not without proof.
Have you seen his wound? The Rangers.
Men take wounds.
Have you seen it?
Master Hobbit.
It's not a natural wound. It's not normal.
It looked natural to me. It has simply taken an infection.
By way of evidence, what sort of thing are you looking for? We're giving you testimony. Surely that counts for something.
Not from folk I don't know.
Well, sir, what proof would you have us bring you that would convince you to take action?
That burden is on you, not on me. If you want to get in my good graces, you can start by helping out Archit.
Absolutely, sir.
You.
What would you have us do? We are here to be useful.
All right. We are always in need of able hands. You might as well earn your keep while staying with us. My best man, Calder Cobb, is having trouble with wolves out near the Folly. Perhaps you could help him and then come back and we can talk further about these Black Wolves.
We would be happy to do so, sir. There is just one favour that I would like to ask. There's a weed, I believe, some sort of pardon the phrase, herb or something.
Does Winky want to jump in at this point with a greater clarification?
King's foil. It's a weed. It grows in fairly shaded areas. Can you think anywhere close to the edge where we could find it quick?
Oh, a nice leafy plant, yes?
Yes,
I think I know the one you mean. Well, this is fortuitous. I have seen it grow in copious quantities out by the Folly, Braunway's Folly, a ruin south of here. Help yourself to as much as you'd like. We've no use for it. But look, Calder Cobb is my best man in this town. If you help him, you shall earn your keep here, and if he thinks favourably of you, I might be inclined to warm up to you, despite your choice of friends.
Thank you very much, sir. We'll be right on it.
Cobb is stationed at a sheep farm, some way south of here along the road. You can't miss it.
It's hard not to be friends with a man who saved your life, and I hope that one way or another we'll end up friends after all of this as well.
It's always good to have friends, but just be cautious sometimes about how you pick them.
Absolutely.
He rounds on his heel and walks away.
Okay, so it seems like we have two destinations. One to get the herb to, the weed to assist our friend, and the other to help this Calder fellow.
They're in the same place, though, aren't they? I thought they were both at the Folly.
Oh well, in that case,
yeah, he said that Calder was near the Folly and needed some help, and that the King's Foil was at the Folly as well.
Let us kill two birds with one stone then, and make haste while our ranger friend still has time.
Is the ranger kind of collapsed in the street? Did he, or is he
He's kind of leant up against like a wall under an overhang in the street.
Well, he was kind of going unconscious when we left him, so I think Otho will go. Maybe we should.
He is with Celandine and
okay.
Well, and Mundo for all the use Mundo is.
I'll trust Celandine probably too. How far away are they? Are they like 50 yards up the street, or are they out of view? Right?
They're probably just about in view from where you are. Like I say, it's not a big town. In fact, John, have you got an image that's of the gate of Archit from the inside, like looking from the market to the gate? I think there is an image there.
I think if it's not far, I think Otho would like to nip back really quickly to them before we head to the Folly.
Sure. It is, in fact, on the way to the gate.
Okay, that's fine then. In that case, I would go up to Celandine and say, how is he?
Yeah, there we go. So that's where that's Celandine and Mundo there, and a chicken, and that's the gate of Archit away, and like not far behind there is the market. So as you approach, Celandine just looks up at you and says, "He's in and out."
Perhaps I kind of look at the humans with us. We should move him into the shelter over there where we slept.
He's definitely actually in more shade where he is at the moment because he's in like an overhang from the inn.
Okay, in that case, I'll just kind of move in to try and make sure he's comfortable lying down. That's it.
Sure.
Okay, so let's make our way to this Calder fellow.
Best hurry.
Yeah. So you strike out for the gate of Archet and stride off out of it. Ahead of you is the Vale of Archet, a somewhat idyllic patch of Breeland, surrounded on all sides by kind of rocky hillsides that shelter it from both harm and weather. And as you're kind of walking out, you can see rolling kind of foliage and meadows ahead of you. John, can we have an image of Archet from the outside, please? Because I feel that's probably a nice little shot to have. There we go. That's what Archet looks like from the outside as you're leaving it. So it kind of blends into the environment quite nicely. And as you start walking south, like you suspect that it's going to take you at least a few minutes, presumably, to get to this sheep farm, if not a fair bit longer. Is there any kind of conversing or anything you're doing along the way?
It's hard to believe that ill omens could come to such a beautiful place like this. Reminds me of my home.
Ill omens, indeed. I haven't forgotten that thing from last night. I don't think I'm going to forget it for a long time.
I've never seen anything like it.
Yeah, it's a strange creature indeed. I was having terrible nightmares. What do you think about this wolf problem? Do you think it'll be anything too tricky? I'm sure we can handle this.
It's just some wolves.
Yeah, sure. I can't believe how difficult it is to get that captain on board. 4 good standing folk telling him, well, 5 including the ranger, telling him to save his people, and he's largely unconcerned.
5 good standing folk wandering into the village in the middle of the night, wounded and battered and bloody and muddy.
Yeah, how could he not trust this?
Immediately drop everything he's doing
and concern himself directly with us.
It could be an elaborate heist caper. That's all I'm saying.
Otho will turn around and look at the palace behind us and say, "But look at where they are. Why would they want to?
Yeah,
it's well defended, as he said. He's right. There's no reason to go off on a fool's errand or do anything different. But clearly, this is working."
I mean, I don't even know what kind of capabilities they've got. Maybe there's not even much they can realistically do.
Yeah.
Look,
I'm.
No.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I think I may have misjudged you, sir, and also I can't quite recall your name. So I'd like to make a second impression. My name's Herb. Pleased to meet you.
I will kind of awkwardly shake your hand. Raised up a bit, just like,
and you know what? Good Lord, we forgot to describe the hobbits. Mm-hmm. So this seems an ideal point for Otho Mucklefoot to tell us what he looks like.
Yeah. So I think he's probably fairly large for a hobbit, like a bit taller than average and fairly broad. But otherwise, he's kind of unassuming looking, kind of like ruddy brown hair, maybe like a bit of rough facial hair. Hobbits grow facial hair, yeah, I think they do. Do they actually not? I was going to say
I don't think they can.
Okay.
I could be wrong. If there's any bigger Tolkien files than me in chat, correct me.
I actually, just while I was saying that, realised I've never seen a hobbit with facial hair, so it makes me think I did.
I think very occasionally they do, and it's like, is he called the Bull Roarer? The hobbit from 200 years ago who was big enough to ride a horse, and he defeated some orcs that tried to invade the Shire. And
I'm sure we can do with some mutton chops at the least, right?
Yeah. But he might have had a beard, and that might be. There's weird things in Tolkien and beards. There's one elf who can also grow a beard, but yeah,
just one.
He's the only elf who has a beard. Yeah,
through sheer will.
Right? Yeah. No, he does.
He's really old, is the idea, so he can.
Otho does not have any facial hair. Then. He has, as all hobbits, big hairy feet, which are unusually kind of, I'd say, gnarled and calloused from many years on the road. But kind of simple clothes otherwise. He does wear like a helmet armor, but it's kind of maybe a bit grubby and unassuming. One of the only distinctive things that he always carries is his kind of shield, which is it's not like it's like a big round shield, but it's made of like really old kind of roots as well as kind of just the boards of wood. So it looks like very natural in its shape. It kind of stands out a bit and looks a bit unusual.
Fair enough. So, as we say, we are traveling south. It doesn't take too long. It probably takes about 20 or 25 minutes or so when the path ahead of you rounds, still kind of fairly idyllic with kind of like some battered fencing on either side of the pathway and trees and meadows around you. On the right-hand side is a very small sheep farm, to the point where it is just basically an expanse of sort of flattened out earth and a couple of huts and a lot of sheep roaming around. And standing there kind of sort of conversing a little bit with each other in a very offhand manner what look like a couple of watchmen of Archet. One of them kind of looks as you start approaching and wanders over away from the other one, who's kind of like quietly seems to be kind of like just staring out over the landscape and also feeding the sheep a little bit, who gather around him. The one who comes over to you, he's a man with quite he's got red hair and a quite tightly trimmed red beard, and a somewhat kind of pugnacious, defiant look on his face. John, can you bring up the image of Calder Cobb, please? Which is a sheep farm. There we go. That's Calder Cobb. He sort of walks up to you. And as you kind of are approaching him, is anyone going to kind of call out a greeting of any kind?
I definitely will. Hello, sir. We're looking for Calder Cobb.
Well, if it isn't the rumour mongers. I've heard all about you and the Ranger. It's always interesting when a stranger comes into town squawking about nonsense. Such folk don't always meet happy ends. And as you can see for yourself, there aren't no brigands causing problems.
No, but we did hear that you had a problem of your own that maybe you could do with some help with. And perhaps we could become better friends.
Kind of scrubs his hand in his beard a bit and says, maybe. It's the wolves that threaten us lately. They seem to have gathered around Bromway's Folly, especially around the top of the ruins. Brackenbrook sent you to assist me, did he?
Absolutely.
All right, assist me you shall. You can look into this wolf problem we're having. You seem like 4 capable armed folk.
Just one question. When you say you have a wolf problem, have you actually seen these wolves, or have you just seen disappearing sheep?
Oh, we've seen the wolves.
Oh, okay.
Fierce they are. Snarling at us from the tree line, preventing people going over to the Folly. People collect herbs from that place.
How many wolves have you seen?
I don't know.
Well,
2, 3.
okay. But usually there are a few more where there's one.
We'll see if we can drive them off, I suppose. Get them out of here.
You have the look of a Breelander. You're from here?
That I am, sir. Herb
All right.
Brushlight, pleased to meet you.
Calder Cobb, as you said. All right then, rumourmongers. Get yourselves over to Bromway's Folly, southeast from here. Can't miss it. Deal with those wolves, and we'll see if I can't. Well, we'll just see, won't we?
That's good enough for me.
He nods and kind of turns round and idly strolls back towards the other guard, who's still kind of happily feeding some sheep.
They seem very heavily armed for shepherds.
There's wolves about, haven't you heard?
I think they are. The intention you would think is that they are armed because they are guarding the sheep from wolves.
Sure. Okay. Not like they have just massive. I mean, it looks like they're in quite heavy armor, but maybe that's just the way that everyone looks here.
I'd prefer it if they weren't, but that's the game.
As we kind of wandered off a little bit, I'll just kind of say to the others, people here aren't very welcoming to any outsiders, are they?
No, they really seem to assume the worst. Rumor mongers. My word is as good as any. I take great offence at this, but I suppose we're going to have to prove them wrong, won't we?
I know. Don't feel very welcomed at all.
You know how it is. Bad gas travels fast in a small town. Let's go and see these wolves, I guess.
Yeah.
Tread carefully, though. Beasts can be more dangerous than you might imagine.
Okay. So you start your travel to the southeast. After a relatively short amount of time, you find yourself having to just go off the path if you want to remain traveling to the southeast. But the walk is apart from the slight constant sensation of dread in your hearts, is quite a pleasant one. And you find yourself passing through a soft meadow of white flowers with butterflies flickering over the surface of the meadow, and as you do so, you raise your eyes upwards and see a sandy stone structure ahead of you, long, partly tumbled into the earth, some kind of ancient ruin, far beyond your knowledge of history or lore, that has maybe stood here for hundreds, if not thousands of years. And we have an image of that, the one with from the perspective of the meadow, please, John. There we go.
Well,
I don't think it was that one I was asking for, but it'll do.
Well, that looks like some ruins up ahead. And he was saying from the trees. So I guess that's the best place to start looking, unless anyone else has a better idea.
Well, it sounds like the wolves were snarling at them a bit, so I think the wolves will probably make themselves known. Something about the top of the ruins. So I think just got to head over there, haven't we?
It all seems quite, as I say, calm and idyllic and beautiful as it is, but who knows?
We should all stay together, though. Keep an eye out.
Could I... I have a favored skill of hunting.
Mm-hmm.
Is it possible to use that to try and see if I can see any tracks or anything?
Sure, or evidence, kind of anything that might indicate
animals.
Yeah,
or
absolutely.
wolves.
Go for it. Why don't you make a hunting roll? And you know what? You can take an extra die to that.
Cool. So that is 2, and is my favored, and I'm not weary anymore. Huzzah!
So because it's favored, you can roll 2 feat dice and take the higher.
Yep, I rolled in Eye of Sauron and the Gandalf, but apparently that is an automatic success. So
because you'll take that one. So you find quite a few wolf tracks around. You find kind of some wolf spoor, and even with a Gandalf, I'll give you just a kill as well. You find like a young deer kind of that's obviously been killed and savaged by wolves. And all the tracks that you find seem to be leading either to or from Bromway's Folly ahead of you.
Okay, I think we're on the right path. That the deer is like, is it stripped totally? Is it like fresh?
It's been mostly eaten.
Sure, so
it does look quite fresh, like the last day or so, maybe.
Yeah, but probably they're not going to return here unless they're really desperate for food because they've eaten it. Yeah. Okay. Well, I think this way, and I'll indicate along the tracks, sort of going away from Bromway's Folly, I guess, to where they must have come from. Perhaps we can find a den of some description.
Oh, I said all the tracks are either going to or coming from Bromway's Folly.
Oh, okay. So yeah, let's head that way.
So you head through the meadow and up towards the Folly. I think we have a closer shot of it as you kind of approach it. Are we heading into the Folly sort of straight away, or are we looking round to how we moving towards here? Or
Are there any signs of life? Is there any activity around? Any sounds?
None that you can see. All you can hear a lot of birds tweeting away in the trees, and like a gentle breeze rustling through the leaves.
Perhaps if we try and spread out and see what we can see.
I don't like spreading out. We might sneak up on one person or be stalking you. I think we
Fair.
stick together, maybe go inside.
Okay. I'm happy to.
Let's go and have a look at the folly.
If all the
Okay.
tracks lead to here, this is where we're going to, I suppose. Stay close, Winky.
Okay, I'll stay close. I'll also be on the lookout for any Kingsfoil around, because she said it would be a
And as you say that, Holly, give yourself a roll. And I would like you to roll awareness. But I would also like you to add, you're looking out for it. There's lots of it here. And you're a botanist. So you can add 3 dice to that, I think. I this is what Winky is built for. Damn it.
Just total failure.
Oh yeah, I succeed. I got
Yeah.
23. So yeah, I'm good.
23 Kingsfoil. No. So as you're on your way up that first set of stairs you can see there, you look over to your left and almost immediately see it kind of bluish, purplish flowers, kind of big, soft leaves. Kingsfoil seems to be growing here in copious quantities. As you see a patch of it in front of you, your eyes look up and you see even more scattered along the field further across from the folly.
Cool. I'll gather up a reasonable amount and tuck it away in my sample kit that I've got.
Absolutely, that is very easy for you to do.
That is quite pungent stuff. How much do we need?
Well, I'm not sure. I don't actually know what he's planning on doing with it. I've never used this as a healing herb. So.
Right, so an enormous bag full then.
As much as we can carry, we wouldn't want to do anything. Well, I suppose best deal with these wolves first. But once we've done that, yeah, as much as we can carry, and then it should be as much as he needs.
Strip the meadow of Kingsfoil.
I like that. For all you know, he's going to be like,
Or we might need to crush it or condense it or
yeah,
strain water through
in
it.
a bed of Kingsfoil tonight.
yeah, absolutely.
Who can say?
So, are we proceeding on further up the stairs into Bromway's Folly? So you find yourself walking up these stairs, and they are clearly. This is a structure blasted by time. It is cracked. There is moss and fungus of various kinds, kind of embedded through all the steps you are walking up. You walk up to a platform and then up and around another set of stairs to another. It seems to be basically a series, almost like kind of like a ziggurat, almost like a step pyramid, but far more elaborate than that, with kind of stairs leading around to various platforms. And as you are climbing up the kind of final set of steps, you hear the howling of a wolf, but it sounds like perhaps in the middle distance, not immediately close to you, but that clearly, there are wolves around.
And are there any responses? Do we get a sense of how many?
No. You just hear a single wolf howling in the middle distance.
Okay. Well, at least we know we're on the right path. Let's just push on.
Yes, I think if we
head towards that.
head in that direction, we must come across something.
So as you push on up the final set of stairs up to the top of the ruins, you find yourself on a large circular stone platform, almost a dais, as it's raised up from the next layer below. All around it are pillars, some of which are cracked, some of which have tumbled long ago to the floor. And in the center of it, planted between cracks in flagstones, is what looks like a relatively new banner that has been placed into the ground. Can we have an image of that up, please? It has bones hanging from the top of it. It is daubed with blood and what appear to be perhaps wolf claw and bite marks.
What is this?
It's very grim. What could have
It
done that?
doesn't look good, does it?
How is it?
Well, I was going to say I go up to it and I take a closer look at it. Is it like? Does it look man made? No man would have made something like this. This is something very disturbing. Can I just take a closer look at it, I guess?
Sure, absolutely. Why don't you give me a
Is it lore?
Yeah. You know what? I don't know off the top of my head. I think it's actually riddle.
Okay. I actually have 2 in riddle, so
There we go. Do you want to use hope or anything like that?
Sure, I'll use hope. So I'm now rolling 3 dice. It's not my favorite skill. I got 9443, which is 20, so I hit my target number.
Okay. I'm not going to say you know exactly what this is, but it just gives you a terrible sense as you examine it. Kind of a pit of your stomach opens up, and you feel a chill go through you, even though it's a beautiful day and you can hear the birds singing and the wind rustling in the trees. You feel very deeply that this banner is here with a meaning and a purpose beyond that which you can ken. And you also feel it's here summoning or calling things to it.
I guess I will probably see Herb's face, kind of reacting to that more than, and I'll be like, what is it? Do you know what it is?
Not exactly, but it feels like it's not just a signifier. It's like it draws darkness towards it. I'm not sure. It doesn't seems to have some strange.
The word you're looking for is totem. Out from the shadows behind a pillar walks a man dressed in ragged, dirty clothing, filthy, blood-smeared. His hair is slicked back with something that may be grease and maybe more blood. He has dark hair, which is ragged around. We were talking about mutton chops. He has kind of long sideburns and mutton chops that look to have been cut to their shape with a knife. If I have not described him this way enough, he has a very ill demeanor about him. And he wanders out from behind the pillar with a lazy half grin on his face, picking at his nails with a wicked-looking curved knife that he holds in one hand.
I will immediately turn around and level my shield and axe at him. Just standing there ready in case he's about to do something threatening.
So
What do you know
this-
about this?
I know everything about this, and so do my pets. Behind you.
Okay, so I'll sort of turn to look.
Several wolves are kind of stalking up the stairs behind the way you have come. 4 of them, in fact. And they do not look pleased to see you. They are larger than normal wolves you have seen, and the hackles on the back of their neck are standing kind of stiff up like a brush.
Drawing the sword immediately.
I think I am going to try and throw my spear at this guy.
Sure. As you kind of ready yourself to do so, he also seems kind of he flips the knife around to hold it kind of like overhand, and as the tension rises, he just snarls, "Cobb told me you'd be paying me a visit. You'll be sorry for sticking your nose where it don't belong. And he starts towards you, as do the wolves. But Herb did say that he was it Herb? You said you were looking to throw your axe him? Well, we get a volley, I think, because it's not an ambush. Everyone knows they're attacking. So anyone who wants to throw something can indeed throw something. This gentleman is going to throw a knife, but I think... who do I consider to be attacking here? I think I consider them to be attacking, you know? I think that's probably more valid. So let's look at how his attack does first, and I'm gonna say that he sees Herb readying that spear, and he's going to lob that knife at Herb first. How about that? How does that sound?
Yep.
What is your parry, Herb?
My shield gives me +2, which I believe is my parry. Oh, is there?
No, you have a parry, an actual parry stat under your wits.
That'll be 16, so that's 18 then, because I got my shield.
I think it calculates your shield.
Okay.
I think so. I think
it does. The shield automatically, and the protection for armor is not.
As long as your shield is listed, as long as your shield is on the sheet, it should calculate your parry for you, I think. Is that correct?
I thought that was right.
Doesn't seem to automatically add it. So unless I specifically did so.
Did I have higher parry? Oh, you're right. It doesn't change. Oh,
well, there we go then. You're a man of Brie, right? Let's just double check the calculation on that, just to make sure we got it right, and then we'll know for the future. So your parry should be wits +10.
So my wits is 6, +10 is 16, +2 for my shield would be 18 then.
+2 for your shield. There we go then. Okay. So that is 18. And this guy is going to lob that. And that knife flicks through the air and sails past you to clink away on the stones of Bronway's Folly. And you, Herb, were going to throw your spear, I think.
Yeah, which might not have been a great idea because it's my best weapon, but let's go for it.
Sure.
So do I roll my spears?
Yeah.
Cool. So that's 3 dice.
So,
rolling.
It's not like a great spear or anything, is it?
No, it's just a regular spear, which... Yeah. So I'm just rolling that.
And his parry is... it will be your strength target number, but he does have a +1 in parry, so it'll add 1 to the target number.
Well, I missed it.
Okay. So yeah, your spear sails away as well. He gives a kind of a dog-like bark of pleasure at your spear missing him and carries on forward. Winky, I'm going to assume that you are firing either at a wolf or this gentleman.
Probably at the guy, if possible.
Sure.
Yeah. So that's going to be. I succeed just. I get a 14. So yeah.
And is your target number? Is your target number?
My target number is 14. Yeah.
Is it? I thought it was 18 for your strength.
Oh yeah. Sorry, I'm getting confused with my wits. So yeah, 18. So it does miss.
Yeah, it would also be a +1 from his parry as well. So.
Okay. Yeah, definitely misses.
Yeah,
then.
definitely misses. That arrow goes wide. Is anyone else firing off anything in a volley?
Thanks, charge.
I would throw a spear in the direction of the nearest wolf.
Okay. Well, the wolves have a +2 to their parry. So why don't you go ahead and make a roll of +2? Obviously, people can spend hope on any of these as and when they want.
Yeah, I will spend hope. I think it is hopeless without spending hope. Stupid dice cock. Nope.
Okay. These initial volleys do not go well for this party. So with that in mind, folks, what stances are we in? Let's go left or right, Pierre.
I think I want to have a chance. I think I need to be in open stance.
Okay.
because I've only got my axe.
Holly, I'm assuming you're rearward.
Probably rearward, yeah, but it just depends where I can position myself if we're being pinned or attacked.
No, it's fine. Two people are not rearward, so you can be rearward.
Cool. Yeah, rearward
fine.
then.
We're providing cover.
Otho, how about you?
Given that we're kind of surrounded, and also Winky and folks want to be rearward, maybe a little bit. I'm gonna go defensive, and my kind of intention in this fight is to draw attention of the wolves and try and hold them off without doing damage.
Sure.
But I'm trying to get them to attack me and block them.
Absolutely. How about you, Ingrid?
Forward,
Forward.
and iron up that nasty looking fella.
All right. Then we have our initiative order, please, John. So it is Ingrid and then Otho.
Oh, sorry. I meant to say I wanted to go forward. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
I was
And
confusing
what is your battle?
one.
Okay, so it is Ingrid, then Herb, then Otho, then Winky, and then can we call him the Wolf Master, please? And then the Wild Wolves. But we know Ingrid's going first, so you can... Oh, actually, well, technically they should go first because they're attacking. So you know what? We'll do that. Sorry, John. So the Wolf Master will go first. And I think the Wolf Master is so delighted at Herb's attention that the Wolf Master is going to charge towards Herb. Did we say your parry was 18, right?
18. But
Yeah.
obviously I'm in forward
You're in
stance.
forward, so he's getting an extra die. Ooh. That is definitely a roll that made it. And he... Pardon me. That's a good question, actually. When they get Tanguas, can they spend those? Because they don't have the same stats, so that wouldn't seem to be like a thing that would work. Pardon me. Yeah.
Makes sense for them to have more success.
John said yeah.
But but they don't have strength, so that where do they add the additional stuff from, you know? It's just would be my question.
Oh, are you definitely going for the... You don't have to go for the extra damage one, Matt. You can go for the...
All right, it's attribute level. Yeah, that's fine.
Oh, no. This does not sound good.
So, yeah, you sort of... He dives in to where you are. He's drawn kind of a short sword on his charge in, and he kind of barrels into you and kind of... What do you have now that you've thrown the spear? I thought the people who go first are the attackers, John, rather than just the fellowship or company.
I
I
have
could be wrong.
I have a long-hafted axe.
Okay, so he kind of batters that aside with the short spear. He's very fast, and he kind of slashes repeatedly towards you. He doesn't actually make contact with you, but just the act of kind of backing away from him and desperately trying to fend him off with the haft of your axe leaves you tired and exhausted to the tune of 6 endurance.
Okay. And if it's equal to my load, that's
You are weary. Yeah.
Okay, I think I drop my shield then.
That's absolutely fine.
Um,
Can you have a shield with a long-hafted axe anyway?
it's one or two-handed,
Oh,
apparently.
it's one or two-handed. Okay. 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 Yeah. You can drop your shield and do stuff. John is probably about to type in that he shouldn't have attacked first, but I thought it was like attackers go first, but I could be wrong.
There's double checking going on.
There is double checking going on. And now-
It's okay. Retcon it.
Yeah,
Not
that's
retcon.
No, we can retcon that 6 damage that you just took, Herb. I'm sure you've a huge problem.
Hello, John.
Hello, I decided to come in because it'll take me too long to type
Yes,
out. So
good.
at the top of action resolution, it says the actions of the combatants are now resolved with all members of the company going first. But
Okay.
it does say earlier that who is attacking and who is defending does matter, but I can't find in the rest of the chapter
Like why
where
it
that
matters.
actually matters.
Okay.
So
Well, the company attacks first seems kind of explicit, so we'll go with that, I guess. We'll go with that. I think I might be thinking of earlier editions, so that's fine. Okay, so that happens at the end now. So he's gone first. He just won't take his next turn.
Sure.
So when you're ready, John, can we have the initiative up, by the way?
Ingrid.
So
It was
Ingrid
Ingrid
first. Yeah.
I'm going to go charging and try and take a sword swipe at this Wolfmaster man.
Okay. So that is he has a +1 to his parry. So +1 difficulty.
Oh no, it's a fail with a 12. 12 total, only a 2 on the feet die.
Okay, the sword goes wide. I would remind everyone, really use your hope. I can't express enough how I think that hope is really required if you really want to achieve something in this.
Do you have to choose hope before you take your strike?
You do have to choose hope before you take it. Otherwise, you're choosing based on whether you failed or succeeded. Succeeded.
Okay.
Yeah, Ingrid, perhaps jarred by the sudden attack, your blade goes wide for the first time in the last couple of days. Herb.
Yep. So, seeing this guy upon me, I will take a swing at him with my axe. I'm going to use hope to increase it, and because I'm in forward stance, I'm rolling 3 dice.
Yeah, I would also say, Ingrid, did you remember to add a die for your forward stance? Yeah, cool.
Yeah, I just rolled rubbish.
So I got a fail.
God. Yeah. So remember, you're not counting yourself as weary, are you?
No, I got 4, 5, 2, 3, which is a success at 14, but my strength is 17, so can't hit him.
So that long-hafted axe goes wide as well. Otho, looks like you've got to save the day, although you're attacking wolves, so you're not going to save the day with the Wolfmaster.
Otho's kind of trying to distract more than attack them, so I'm not sure I'm going to bother spending hope with this attack. I'm on defensive as well. I don't think there's any hope of me really hitting them.
Sure. But
I'm going to do the attack anyway in case I roll it. Kind of. So I get 1 less dice, correct, when I'm in defensive.
Correct.
Yeah, so I'm not going to use hope because I don't think I'm going to get anything. So that is just going to be...
And it's a +2 to their parry as well.
Yeah, exactly. Much. That is... Yeah, I would never have made that.
Sure. At this point, you're probably backing off as these wolves, kind of 2 of them are snapping and clawing at you, and the other 2 have kind of dashed around where you are, like towards... they look like they're going towards Ingrid and Herb.
Yeah. That's good. I was trying to grab as many of them as possible. Getting 2 wolves on me is kind of what I was hoping for.
Sure, absolutely. Winky.
Okay, I would like to use a hope, please, because otherwise I stand very little chance of actually succeeding. So I'm going to try and hit the Wolfmaster if possible.
Sure, absolutely.
Nope. No. 16. Okay. No.
Wow. Okay, starting to be concerned that I have horribly misbalanced this. But that's fine. The Wolfmaster has already taken his action. It's time now for the Wild Wolves to attack. I'm going to put 1 each on Ingrid and Herb, and 2 are on Otho. Let's start with the ones on Otho. And they don't have too much. And especially on Otho, they don't have much because they get die docked because he's in defensive. What is your parry, please, Otho?
19. My cool shield.
Yeah, that's a no, which is good because it rolled a critical and a tengwa. Twice in a row, I rolled a 10 on the feet die and a 6 on the other die, but didn't matter. And then the other 2 are in forward. Let's deal with Herb first. What's your parry, Herb? This will be without your shield.
16. Quite right.
And they get an extra dice because he's in.
Yes, they do. Yes. And they do hit, but they don't get any extras. You feel kind of a wolf batter into you from the side unexpectedly, but it just kind of knocks you back and maybe leaves you with a couple of scrapes along the side and doesn't seem to do too much damage. It just deals you 2 toughness.
Okay. So that is 15. So, yep, I'm still not wearied because I dropped my shield.
Okay. And the other one is attacking Ingrid. What's your parry, Ingrid?
16.
Is that including your shield?
Yeah.
Oh, and your helm, I should say, for people as well.
That's protection.
It's protection. Not
Is that protection? Never mind.
Yeah.
Never mind. That's a big old nope. Yeah, the other wolf kind of barrels towards you, but you sidestep it and it just goes past you. I'm sincerely hoping this does not turn into a combat where literally no one can hit anyone ever. But we'll see. Ingrid, it's your go. You have a wolf. You have a wolf upon you.
I think I'll still go for. I've still got my sights set on the Wolf Master.
Sure.
I will use a hope this time around, and another swing with the sword.
Don't forget your extra one for being forward as well.
Yeah. Ooh, that's a 10 on the feet die.
That's a good start.
And that's 24 total.
I think that does it. Yeah. Did you get any Tengwas in that?
Oh, yes, one.
Nice. That's a critical for a start. So the first thing we'll do, before we even talk about the Tengwas, because the Tengwas might not matter. So let's talk about his armor roll. So he has an armor of 2. And I believe you said the injury of your sword is 16, right?
Yeah, that's right.
The Wolf Master has kind of. I think it's safe to say, not to speak for you, Herb, but I think you're kind of backing off here, right?
Yeah.
You're sort of kind of desperately defending against this guy. He has appropriately a wolfish grin on his face as he's closing in on this old man, kind of battering your axe haft to one side and then the other, and seems to be doing very little protection of himself. His wolves are among you. He is in his pack. He is safe. And as he opens his mouth to snarl some further insult at you, and as he does so, a glittering sword tip emerges from his chest, and he just kind of looks down with a and then slips off and topples off the edge of Bromway's Folly to kind of fall and descend into the foliage below with a crunch. Now, I don't have... there isn't a mechanism for these guys to just run when they see the Wolf Master die. But you know what I might do? I think I'm going to roll for each of them against... their own... Oh, I don't know. Their own endurance? Does that seem like a reasonable target number? Maybe? Yeah. And I'm going to roll for each of them and see if any of them flee from the kind of the lead, their pack leader being cut down so brutally and quickly. That's a no. That's a no. Just. That's a hell yes. And that is a no. One of the wolves, and I'm going to say it's the one fighting Ingrid. Seems to make sense, right? The one fighting Ingrid kind of takes one look at the Wolfmaster kind of toppling dead over the edge of Bromway's Folly and kind of whirls round and dashes off back down the stairs past Otho and the other two wolves. My concerns about this fight were clearly incorrect.
Can I use my Tengwa to as a bonus to parry?
Yes, you absolutely can. I believe that gives you +2 parry for the next attack against you. Is that right? Yeah. Fantastic. So here we go. Herb.
Yeah. So
you have a wolf. You have a wolf on you.
Yeah, that wolf that tried to I had to just bash away with my shield, but took a bit of damage. I'll turn and try and just sort of swing to get its belly with my axe. And I'm going to add.
It's got a +2 on its parry.
Okay, I'm going to add my hope.
So
that
get
is
your forward as well.
Yep, so that's 3 dice in total. So I'm rolling that. And I got a great success at an 18. So yeah, I rolled a 6 with a Tengwa. It is a success.
Including the +2.
Oh, so it's against my strength. Oh,
Yeah.
it's one off. So no.
There we go. You swipe out, and you think if you would have made contact with the wolf, you almost certainly would have ended its wolfing days. But no. Otho.
I think I might use a hope this time.
Sure.
Need some hope to get through this 2 wolves attacking me behind my shield.
Mm-hmm.
So I get +1 dice, -1 dice.
Yeah.
No, there was no point doing that. That was an unbelievably low roll. Ugh, I got like 5 on 4
There we go.
dice.
You remain kind of back and forth, battering away with these wild wolves, but no giving or taking is done. Winky, there is a wolf attacking Herb and 2 of them on Otho.
I will probably go for the one on Herb, just because they actually damaged him earlier. So I'll attempt, and I'll use a hope as well.
Sure. And don't forget to add +2 to your target number from the wolf's parry.
Which means that definitely misses. With only 13. Yeah.
For Winky, where it's just like, don't try and attack without using hope. It's pointless.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Well, there's always 1/12 chance.
Yeah.
This is true, but alas, no.
Alas, no. The arrow goes wild, and we're on to the wild wolves again. So we'll have the wolf attacking Otho, which gains an extra die. And what's your parry now, Otho? 16, right? Not Otho, sorry, Herb.
Oh. My parry is 16, yeah.
Yeah. That's a miss. And
creature.
the ones attacking Otho, which really do need some luck. What's your parry again?
19 and then -1 defensive.
Yeah. Oh! 1 roll to Gandalf.
No.
Yes.
Damn wolf.
Yes.
Bad wolf.
As the wolves
beasts.
kind of like scrabble at you, one of them sort of latches itself over your shield and is kind of like desperately trying to wrestle it away from you. And the other one nips in as it does that and kind of, I've already used the word nips, but nips at your side with its teeth, and you feel kind of like the sharpness scrape through. And again, it doesn't deal you any kind of grievous wound, but it certainly deals you 2 toughness.
Okay.
Back to the beginning. Ingrid. So this should take 3 rounds for you to kill these one by one in one blow. So while the others swing and miss.
I'm holding them back.
Ingrid, please save me.
If they all attacked Ingrid at once, she'd be doomed. So I had to hold some back.
I would like to remind everyone that Herb's character class is champion.
Look, I'm an old man.
Does Otho look like he's kind of holding his own a bit?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I got a little bit ow then, but I'm all right.
Yeah. Well, I might go help out Herb then and attack that wolf.
Help the old man.
I'll chuck another hope on it as well.
Sure.
Can I assist with this?
No, I don't think you can assist in combat.
Okay.
That was an 8, 12, 13, 18, 19.
Well, you tell me if that does it, because I don't know what your target number is. It'll be a +2, whatever it is.
19 against the strength. Yes, sorry, that's a success. But there's no extra things. No,
Okay.
no
So what? And you didn't roll like a 10 on your feat die or anything?
No. Just
So that's just 4 damage, I believe. Yeah, you swing for the wolf, and it kind of contorts its body in an effort to get away from the blow and kind of leaves itself kind of panting and exposed. So you've got that wolf on the back foot, one of the back feet. Herb.
Okay, so obviously I threw my spear earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Is it possible for me to see where it is, pick it up, and start using it, or is that a thing that will like take my turn?
I think grabbing it will take you the turn, but I'd definitely let you maybe take a battle roll to do it.
Yeah. So basically, either I can grab it or I can try and hit the wolf.
Yeah, I'd say it's one or the other. I'd definitely probably give you bonuses on the battle roll as well.
Sure. I think I'll try one more time with this axe.
Sure.
And I'm gonna again spend a hope because I basically have to. So I.
Incidentally, folks, I don't know how your hope is going, but let us know when it matches or is below your shadow.
Yeah, my hope is 12, and my shadow is 2.
Okay.
I got a great success at target number 19. So if this is so that's 17 plus 2. Oh, it matches. Yeah. Oh, is that?
Yeah, matches. That's what you want. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, what you want is colossally over, but yeah.
Yeah.
So how many Tengwars did you get there?
1.
1. And how much damage does your axe do?
My axe does 6.
Okay. Again, like I did earlier, I would very much advise you spend that on heavy blow.
So heavy blow adds my strength.
It does indeed add your strength. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that does make sense. So yeah, I'll use that.
Okay. The wolf, distracted and wearied from dodging Ingrid's blow, kind of like wheels round, and you seize the opportunity, and with a cry and a great kind of overhead swing, you carve downwards and you slice incredibly deeply into the wolf's side and its leg. You have no idea if it's a killing blow because the wolf just kind of like flails backwards, gives a howl of pain, and tumbles off the edge of the folly after its master. That wolf,
bad dog.
Done wolfing.
Why are you so twee?
Otho.
I'm going to try and hack at the wolf that nipped at me underneath my shield.
That seems fair.
Oh, yeah, I got 11.
What in total?
22. Yes, did it. Even with
Did you say you got an 11 on your feet die?
On my feet die. And I rolled 22 in total, which is enough.
Someone else want to tell him?
Is that the bad one? No,
that's an Eye of Sauron.
10. Oh my god, I actually rolled enough.
I did wonder why you were like, I got an 11. I
got it
thought
mixed
you were being
up.
sarcastic.
10 was the bad one because 11 helped. I knew there were 2 dice that helped in combat.
11 bad, 12 good.
Yeah, and 10 good in combat too.
And 10 is a crit.
That was what I was mixing up. Yeah, damn it. Yeah. Stupid dice. I hate you.
Otho, between the nip to the side and the wolf kind of going, trying to get your shield off you, they're not happy about the situation, and they're not letting you hit them. Winky.
Let's give this another go. Another hope.
Give it a go. Another day, another hope. Another arrow.
Wow. 19.
And is that does it, right? With the +2, that still does it?
No, I forgot about the +2. Nope. No.
What is your strength target number?
Strength is 18.
You only have a strength of 2.
Yeah.
Oof.
I only have a strength of 3, and I went for the best hobbit option.
Yeah, exactly.
Hobbits.
Yeah. Hobbits are not designed for fighting.
Hobbits can be tanky. That's why I'm a tanky hobbit, but they're not strong.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah.
Tanky hobbit.
Again, unsuccessful.
Yeah, you're a hobotanist, not a hobarcher.
I think you should just kind of shout from the sidelines, Winky. You can do it, guys.
Sure. Only turns out she can't. The arrow goes wide, and this one was real close, though. If it makes you feel better.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Whiz past their ear. Yeah.
Absolutely. I'm going to roll for the wolves again for their sort of where they want to stay in the fight, and one doesn't, and the other one does, because it's a glutton for punishment. The one that nipped you seems satisfied with this, having delivered this offense. It wheels round and kind of dashes away down the steps, but the one kind of wrestling with your shield remains wrestling. We'll go another round. I think we won't just immediately have you all fight off this wolf, because based on the evidence so far,
Could kill us all.
It's not guaranteed. It's entirely possible. Just nips you to death, 2 toughness at a time. Ingrid, get this wolf.
Gonna go charging. I'll use a hope as well. 10, 14, 16, 18, which succeeds on the 15 for my strength.
Your strength is 15. Yeah, it absolutely does. Did you get any tenguas?
Nothing. No
And nothing
special
on 10, no 10 or anything?
Nope.
Cool. Yeah, you manage to dash over and you slam the hilt of your sword right on the kind of the nose of the wolf, which kind of lets go of Otho's shield with a and dives backwards and kind of is wheeling around at you all, snarling and spitting, and attempting to, probably get some good nipping done. I think. Herb.
Yep, I'm going to spend a hope, and I'm going to again try and swing across its maw. Let's see. Does it have a +2? Does it have a +2?
It does have a +2 parry.
Yeah, because I would have rolled 2 tenguas, but I am 1 off that, so I did not.
Well then, again, you get the sense that your swing would have been a killing blow.
Just absolute,
were it not for the fact that it doesn't hit.
Thunks into a tree.
If you think about it, is one of the most important parts of whether something is a killing blow.
Some would say the most important.
Yeah, Otho, do you want to make a roll?
You can't change stance mid-combat, can you? So I couldn't suddenly go aggressive with.
I think you can, but it might take your entire action. But I'm not sure. I'm sure John can.
It seems like Otho would stop being defensive now there's one wolf, but if it takes a round, I will not do that.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Either way, I'm going to attack it. It's just whether I get -1 or +1 dice.
Sure. So, you know what? Actually, in the old system, every round you could just choose, but I don't know if they've done away with that.
It affects the order, so I could see them maybe having that not be a thing because it would be.
Yeah. Let me just look at stance. Each round fought at close quarters follow the sequence set out below. So yeah, I think you can choose your stance.
If that was okay, I probably would have. Yeah. If I'd thought about it at the beginning, I would have said I go into aggressive.
Yeah, you absolutely can. Yeah.
Cool.
So go for it.
In that case, I have many dice. Yeah. Come on, hit the damn wall. Yeah, I got 12. Yes. But I didn't.
In total, or
I got 12 on my dice.
In my head, I thought so you I got an 11.
So yeah, I actually have quite a lot of dice in total. I mean, I rolled really low on everything else, but it doesn't matter.
But you got the 12, so you didn't get a Tenguara, for example.
Sadly, not.
Okay. What is the damage on your?
I think it's 5. Yeah,
on your axe. That sounds about right. Okay. Yeah. The wolf. You slash at it with your axe and leave a cleaved wound all along one shoulder blade. It definitely looks like it's starting to panic a little now and thinking about getting away from here. Winky.
Let's give this another shot.
It's just Holly looks so despairing. Hey,
no,
hey,
13.
You did some good botany.
Yeah. Immediately spotted that king's foil. Granted, anyone could have done that, but I did it. So,
they wouldn't have got +3 dice.
Oh, exactly. Yeah. So, unsuccessful again. 13. So,
well, the wild wolf, I'm going to dock it a die and see if it's had enough. It has not had enough. But you know what? I think at this stage, I won't drain your hope pools anymore. You can close in on it, and I think I'm just going to roll a die here, and maybe this is the die that gets Winky the kill.
Who can say?
The 3 of you close in on this wolf. The 3 of you kind of with your swords and your axes held high, when an arrow flashes out from behind you, pierces the wolf through the chest. It takes a couple of steps backwards down the stairs and then collapses and kind of tumbles over and over and over until it hits a platform below. The wolf master and his wolves are dead. with a revelation of treachery among the ranks of Archit. And I think we'll take a break there, folks. We'll take our second break. Honestly, I don't know how late this one is going to run. We are significantly behind where I thought we'd be. This is perhaps the one shot I've run here, which is the furthest behind. I don't know what to do. I might try and cut some bits out, or we might have to split this into like two halves of a one shot or something, or we'll just go full Chris. Full Chris expanse on this and run late. It depends. I don't know how these guys are doing. If they can pop in private chat when they're like cut-off pointers for me. But otherwise, we're going to take 10 minutes break now, folks. So go do other things. Be wonderful people while we get some food and go to the toilet. Yeah, see you in 10 minutes.